All everyone, welcome to Wednesday's show to reacting to a potential confrontation between America and Venezuela. The Trump administration is currently discussing loose leaks reports that we're going to strike Venezuela, particularly gangs inside Venezuela. Without further ado, let's react to the video and I'll get my commentary throughout the way.
Military buildup continues in the southern Caribbean involving the U.S. and Venezuela. President Trump reportedly weighing military strikes against drug cartels inside that South American nation, which would dramatically escalate an already tense situation.
And the backdrop of this is, it's crazy in some way. We have warships stationed near the coast of Venezuela. We have the Secretary of War, because the Secretary of Defense has been changed, Pete Hegseth, going to Costa Rica and kind of doing maybe a conversation with the governor of Costa Rica. It's clear that the posture is that this feels exactly like PTSD from the Iran nuclear thing, where the admin saying we're not going to bomb Iran, we're not going to strike Iran, we're not going to do it, and then we did it. But then there was a lead up first. We're not going to bomb Iran, but we're going to put ships near Iran, and we're not going to bomb Iran, but we're going to put a jet near the coast of Iran, which if the jet really wanted to, it could take off and bomb Iran. This looks like the exact same thing. The admin saying, we're not going to bomb Venezuela. We might do, precision strikes against drug cartels in Venezuela, which look, I support the boat strike. Clearly, at least at best, you could say the people were nefarious, to say the least. But I'm obviously not in favor of bombing Venezuela. This is just like, I get it. I agree with the sentiment, but in action, this spells like a complete foreign policy failure. We can't go to war with a country that has, like 30 million people. This is not Afghanistan. This is not Iraq. Venezuela is different from Iran. They will strike back. They will hit us. Not maybe not America, but it will hit our allies in Southern America. So I'm fundamentally against any strikes against inside Venezuela. I think this is going to be a disaster if this comes about.
It also comes amid mounting questions over an airstrike that took out a suspected drug smuggling boat last week. That strike killed nearly a dozen people, according to the Pentagon. It's still unclear if those on the boat received any warning before the strike, which took place in international waters. Republican Senator Rand Paul slamming Vice President J.D. Vance's praise of the attack online. The Kentucky senator ending.
And I agree with J.D. Vance on this one, actually. Rand Paul saying, well, have you ever read Kill a Mockingbird? It's like, well, hey, our foreign policy isn't dictated on a book. If I recall correctly, the book's a fictional book, too. We don't base our foreign policy on a Marvel comic book. This is like, but have you read a book? It's like, well, no, I haven't read Kill a Mockingbird or another book like this. Our foreign policy isn't based off books. It isn't based on fictional books, at least.
The response writing, quote, what a despicable and thoughtless sentiment it is to glorify killing someone without a trial. News Nation's Joe Khalil is live in Washington. Joe, let's start with Venezuela and new moves by that country's military forces.
Yeah, and we're really seeing moves by both countries and both leaders. And I just want to add this, that we have just found out the governor of Puerto Rico putting out a message confirming that Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth and the chairman of the Joint Chiefs, General Dan Kane, both were in Puerto Rico today meeting with officials. Puerto Rico is obviously a very important and strategic location in this fight, in this situation right now, because
so Hegseth is there in Puerto Rico. And with the other general, I think we're seeing Dan Kane. It's like, this is just, you have to be very careful with this. I know it's kind of support, but stuff like this can get really bad really quick. And again, I also supported J.D. Vance over Rand Paul over this. It's just a stupid argument, really. But bombing Venezuela doesn't really give us anything of value, and is a lot. The upside is really nothing, and the downside's horrendous. I simply don't get the point of bombing Venezuela.
Remember, the U.S. also deployed 10 F-35 fighter jets to Puerto Rico last week to help in this fight against drug cartels.
And Venezuela, as man saying, is responding back. More soldiers ordered to the Costa Rica areas, more to the border. 25,000 troops deploying to the border with Colombia. Venezuela is perfectly fine with sending your soldiers to uh, potentially combat American troops. I, this is not Iran. This is a country where, of course, the election was probably rigged in Venezuela. Sure, Maduro's probably a false president, prime minister. Sure, okay, but first of all, that's not even our country. Second of all, he's shown a willingness to actually confront America in terms of military might.
Coming from Venezuela, and to give a security boost to the already 7 naval ships that are in the Caribbean region outside of the coast of Venezuela right now. So you're seeing a sort of at least building up of this military posture from both sides as the Secretary of Defense is down in Puerto Rico. Now, we also have President Maduro in Venezuela, who has deployed 25,000 of his own troops there
Yes.
to the coastal areas of Venezuela. He says that that is done with the intent.
So I'm gonna skip a little bit. This is really the most important thing. We have U.S. Navy ship patrols South American coast. We have Florida, the Bahamas, Cuba, Puerto Rico, and Venezuela. And ever since this kind of boat strike, it's beginning more tentative and more kind of, again, as the title says, rising tensions. Where nearly a dozen U.S. Navy vessels patrolling the Southern Caribbean, suspected drug cartels destroyed into waters, F-35s deployed to Puerto Rico. This is really just posturing. And then Trump says, "Are you going to hit strikes in Venezuela?" And I think he says something on the lines of, "Well, you will see." Right?
Cartels inside of Venezuela. You attack.
Well, you're going to find out.
Yeah,
You're going to find
you
out.
will find out. So it's like, okay, are we doing it? Are we not? This feels exactly like the Iran thing. They asked Trump, well, "Are you going to bomb Iran?" He says, "Well, I think he said something along the lines of like this, like, well, you will find out, or I don't know, or we will see. If we bomb Venezuela, it's not going to be good. I'm telling you." I think that's really the video. I don't think I have to speak anymore. Uh, I am against this. I'm not for bombing Venezuela. I simply don't get the point. What's the point of bombing Venezuela? What did we get? Maybe I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, comment below. Comment why I'm wrong. Explain to me why we have to bomb Venezuela. Maybe I look. I'm, I am. I was. I'm for the boat bombing, and so maybe I can be convinced of the Venezuela bombing. Who knows? That's all. I wish you like, subscribe, do the whole thing, and I'll catch you guys later. All right, peace.